Hi and welcome back to our 12 days being an awesome work in progress. Today I'm going to just share a little bit about my reflections on how I've changed this year. I think often when we have a lot of tasks, we realize and we acknowledge the things we have done and we haven't done, what we completed, what we could check the box and tick off the list, but what it means for us internally, how completing or not completing those tasks means for us internally in terms of transformation, we don't always get to feel that. So I think by spending a little bit of time feeling into our progress can actually means a deeper layer of seeing ourselves as having improved and transformed. And some kind of just share a little bit, few things about how I'm happy, how I'm happy about how I have changed a little bit. And what this means for you is either you'll see that, oh my God, she did so little and she's happy and I can do better than that. Either that, or maybe you feel, okay, someone like me, she's not accomplishing a whole lot from the external point of view, but here we are finding happiness and joy and also more strength and motivation to keep doing it. So this year I've been wanting to start a totally different new career direction and business. And what that means for me is I have to do being sort of a solopreneur, everything from the business side to sort of marketing and then coming up with products and all the production. And I started out as pretty much a creative. I've always liked to write, dabble in illustrations and stuff. And I realized there's a huge gap between being able to do that and turning that into a little bit more profession. And so I started with deadlines because that's the easier ways to bring structure and some goal setting. However, I'm not one to do well with deadlines and structures. The intention and the meaning of it helps me a lot and I like it, but once there's structure in place, I come up with all ways to not follow it. And so it was a big risk and setting very few goals. I just have one thing that I'm deciding I'm going to do this weekly. And if I cannot do even that, that means I'm not cut out for this life of self-managing. And so I have doing podcasts every week, pretty much every week for the past 2 months or so. And of course, at the end of the year, I'm very happy to see that I've been keeping up with that schedule. However, what I realized at a deeper level is I've been much more of a written words person than a talking person. I am going to stuck a whole bunch when I'm just talking. I can keep writing, but cannot talk on forever. But by doing those podcasts, I have been practicing putting words in, putting thoughts in spoken form. And although I try to write scripts, so starting for a more comfortable place, also I feel like sort of a best practice for creating podcasts anyway, but I've noticed I have gone from really want to focus on written words only to being more comfortable and feeling more natural about speaking. And there's just no longer this enormous mental barrier to speaking, whether it's sort of reading off a script or just doing it free form like I am now. And that means a lot to me in certain practices, like even like card reading. It's very often to see message or email readings now, but I really want to be comfortable doing live readings because that's how I can share space and share energy with a person. And having done this, this just podcast project sort of as a practice, sort of as a goal, and structure, that has helped me in just my mindset and how I feel about myself and how I use my energy. And that means a lot to the different areas of my life. And so, yeah, that's my one thing, transforming to a writing only person to getting into writing and talking and speaking. It took a whole lot of time, and it took me from focusing a lot of improvements to focusing on just a few, and it felt really unproductive. But right now, after these few months, 4 months or so, I feel happy, and I feel like by having small goals, I can feel a bigger transformation. It makes me really happy. So that's one aspect of me, just being happy about being a work in progress and nowhere where I thought I maybe could be, or I'm still very far from where I want to be. But I'm pretty hopeful and feel more confidence. And so maybe there are things in your life too that by really setting your goals smaller or more focused and tangible, those are the baby steps. And trust me, you will be able to look back later, and in addition to the tangible things that you've done, you can feel a shift and an energy change in yourself. And that's what keeps us moving forward. And that's what's great about being a work in progress. We're always going to be moving.